Hi there. For those of you watching this tour not live, this is a live streamed virtual tour. So I will be talking with people. So you'll hear me interacting with people. They're asking me questions in the chat mode. And of course, if you're not watching this live, you won't be able to see the chat. So that's why I'm talking to myself. If you join the tour, and can you say hello? And it lets me know who's here. Because we don't know who's joined until somebody says a comment like hello, goodbye, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, my friend. So please say hello if you're watching this tour. Let me know who you are. My name is Paul James Stewart, and I am a tour guide here in the capital city of Escocia, Edinburgh. Hey Artie, Agatha, hello. Welcome to Edinburgh. Hello Barbie, how's it going? Welcome to Edinburgh, the net zero tolerance of God city. The net zero tolerance of God city. No idea what they're talking about. Hey Melissa, how are you doing? How's life? Must be quite early in the morning for you over there. Did you escape the worst of the weather that you had then? Obviously you were getting some really extreme weather a few weeks ago, so now of course Oklahoma was getting some bad weather, I heard yesterday, and obviously Spain's been going through the floods, and I believe today again it's quite bad today. Can you hear me okay, by the way? Because my microphone is not working. Can you all hear me? You made it through okay. Ah, good, that's good. So assuming you can hear me then, because my microphone has stopped working for some bizarre reason. So I was doing a tour the other day there. Here's the train coming in. Train coming in to Waverley Station. Train station is right in the centre of Edinburgh, called Waverley, of course, famously after a book by Sir Walter Scott, who that monument there is named after. Hello Kathy, you can hear, that's good, you can hear me. Yeah, for some reason my microphone wouldn't work today, so quite luckily unusually it's not that windy today. Most of you who have come on my tours know that Edinburgh is a very windy city, and today it's not very much wind at all, so I'm quite lucky that my microphone stopped working and it's not too windy. So hey Walpuri, how you doing? Long time no see. Yeah, I was doing a tour on Sunday and my phone ran out of power. I forgot to charge up my phone before I left the house in the morning, and I'd done the tour for 1 hour, and then I got to about here and the phone ran out of power, and I was still live because I couldn't end the tour, I couldn't end the stream because I had no power in my phone, so I just had to go home. And you had to use my card on the bus to pay. Usually on the buses you just use your phone to tap. Hello Sarah, how's it going? And yeah, so I had no power on my phone, so I had to use my bank card to pay on the bus. I think it was the first time I've ever done that. Usually you just tap the bus in Edinburgh. It's quite good. How's life, Sarah? What's been happening? What's the word on the street? Balmoral Hotel, famously, clock you can't see here is kept 3 minutes fast for the people on the train station. People, when it was built in 1903, most people didn't have watches because they were quite expensive. So people were relying on all the different clocks around the city to tell the time. So because the hotel is above the train station, it was a railway station hotel, they keep the clock 3 minutes fast for the people. Oh, hello Kazoo, how's life? Long time no see. I don't know if the history class started back up. I never got an email from Nick about the history class, so I don't know if it's been on. Is this Monday today? I've just forgotten what day of the week it is today. Is this Monday or Tuesday, everyone? I've just forgotten what day it is. All the leaves coming off the trees. Monday, it is Monday, okay. I just forgot what day of the week it was. Yeah, so I had a tour this morning. I got a couple of winter tours in the morning. See the castle up there, Monday all day. Thank you, Artie. I think the history class isn't back yet. Oh, I wonder if they've just stopped it. Here's the castle there, top of the extinct volcano. All the tree leaves coming off the trees. Lovely acers. Got quite a lot of acers in Scotland. Yeah, so I had a tour this morning and yesterday as well. We got a few tours in the winter time, but not too many. Although I've got a job for the Gleneagles Hotel again on Saturday. A private tour from the luxury Gleneagles Townhouse Hotel. You might want to stay there if you come to Edinburgh. It's about £750 a night for a room. That's where my son works, of course, now, the Gleneagles Hotel. So I've got a tour for them on Saturday. So that's good. So here we are, the Sir Walter Scott Monument. They've got the Garden of Remembrance up today. It's coming up to November the 11th, isn't it? They have all the poppies and all the markers for all the different regiments. The Garden of Remembrance to honour the dead. My granddad fought in World War I for the Lancashire regiment. My granddad, my Scottish granddad, fought for an English regiment, the Lancashire regiment. I don't know why. Let's see if I can see it. But yeah, my granddad fought in World War I and he got injured. And he died as a consequence of his injuries. My granddad did. Well, how come I'm here? Well, my granddad lived for 10 years after the war. And guess what he did in that 10-year period? Everyone. He had 10 children. My poor grandmother. A child every year. One of them died, unfortunately, and that's when my dad was born. My dad was the youngest of 9. And my dad didn't have children until he was in his 40s. So that's why I'm alive. The Royal Regiment of Scotland. I've not seen the different markers in remembrance. 1st Battalion. Gives a couple of individual names and so on. Nemo me and Puni Lacassette. Yeah, that's the Scottish motto. You can't even see it. Nemo me and Puni Lacassette. No one strikes me with impunity. It's the Scottish motto. Yeah, I can't see the Lancashire. Maybe it's just this Royal Air Force. It's the Paras back there. I can't see the Lancashire. Oh, what's this one? Oh, that's a Red Rose. Intelligence Corps. I can't find my granddad's regiment. Maybe they're not here. War Widows. Lothians Veterans, Lifeboats. There's Sir Walter Scott up there. Scotland's National Offer. Oh, what's this one here? Oh. I don't think that's it either. Royal British Legion. I can't see the Lancashire regiment. It's all different regiments. It's just all different, man. Can't see it. I thought my granddad's regiment. I've got his medals in my house. I got left his medals. Oh, what's this one? It's a Scottish one. Nemo me and Puni Lacassette again. We do this every year. Cameron. What's this one? No, it's maybe just mostly Scottish regiments. I'm sure. Scottish. Scotland suffered a big loss in World War I. I think we lost more people in World War I than any other country in the world per head of population. Burma Star. See, it's to honour the dead and remember the living. I don't wear a poppy because of Earl Haig. The man was a war criminal. The guy in charge of World War I, the man was a war criminal. Sent hundreds of thousands of men to their death knowing they would die for no reasons whatsoever. World War I was the biggest scam in the world. There was no need for that war to go ahead. It was all to do with Queen Victoria's children and grandchildren. Ridiculous, all these kings of Europe All these poor men got slaughtered. If you want to see a really nice, well, not a nice scene, but what is it, the Blackadder, the final scene in Blackadder, when they when they go over the trenches. If you haven't seen that, if you go on YouTube and just search for Blackadder, and as soon as you type Blackadder into the search bar, it'll come up final scene. So it's the very last scene in the last episode of Blackadder. Blackadder goes forth. It's a very poignant scene, so if you haven't seen that, I would recommend watching it on YouTube. It's only like about 3 minutes long or something like that, but that's worth watching. And in regards to YouTube, if you've not already subscribed to my channel, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, please. Memory tree here as well. Remember I've done a tour, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, I've done a tour here with the memory tree. Hello, Joyce. Very sad. All these men slaughtered for nothing. They call it the Great War. What was great about a war? Shameful loss of life. And of course the Scottish regiments, the men wore kilts. The men wore kilts in World War I. Can you imagine the trenches with the kilts? The memory tree. Yeah, I was doing a tour in Edinburgh this morning, and so I thought I actually finished the tour at 10:30 inside the Edinburgh Castle. So I'd scheduled a tour for 12:30, so I just went for a coffee and then went for something to eat. But this is, I'm getting ready now for the Christmas market. Opens up in a couple of weeks. I think it's the 14th or 15th of November, I'm sure I heard it was opening up. So yeah, so the Christmas market, I'll do a tour from the Christmas market, of course. Hopefully I'll get a signal from it. I don't know if I'll get a signal, but they've locked off just now. This is what the locals get annoyed about, because they lock off the garden. Parts of the garden are inaccessible for almost 6 months of the year. And this is a public garden, you know. Never used to be, it used to be a private garden. It used to be a loch, of course, as well. You see the castle up there? In 1470, as an extra defensive measure, they flooded this whole area here on the north side of the castle. So it was called the Nor Loch, or the North Lake. So that's why it's they'd had to drain it when they built the new town here. Obviously the old town is on the other side of the gardens. So the old town is over here. You see the spire of the Cathedral of St Giles there. I wish they had the zoom function like Hago got in the end. Remember, Hago got the zoom in function and zoom out. I actually asked them for that when they first started. Hago, they were called virtual tours then. And I said to them, I says, look, I says, you need to get a zoom in function. And it took them about 1.5 years to do it. 1.5 years just to put a zoom function in. Ridiculous. But then when they did get it, it was fantastic. So let's go over here to the middle, see if we can get across. This is the tram line. Trams come in through the tram poles. Buses are very good here in Edinburgh as well. We've got a fantastic public transport system in Edinburgh. One thing we're very lucky about, it's the second best outside of London in the UK. 8th best in Europe and 13th best in the world, seemingly. There's the Gothic rocket, Sir Walter Scott Monument. I'll get a better view of it in a minute. I'll go further up. The problem is Edinburgh's a construction site just now. Well, Edinburgh's been a construction site since I lived here. This is the old Jenner's department store. Remember Jenner's? So it's been bought over by Britain's richest man, Scotland's richest man. So it was one of the greatest department stores in Europe. Had the best Santa. It's been bought over and it's taken them about 5 years to strip it out. It's a Grade A listed building, of course. So they're stripping it out and they're turning it into a hotel with various bars and restaurants, and that's what all the construction work is. Hi Laura, how you doing? That's good, Laura. Yeah, that's the good thing about, well, that was the good thing about Hago, wasn't it? You could just go and see, if you were going to see a city, you could go in Hago and watch it and then try and make friends with the tour guide. Get all the inside information, of course. Yeah, see this bloody construction work's going to interfere with it. There it's there. Oh, there's my laddie, look at this numpty here. That's my son. Say hello, Jamie.
Hi guys.
What are you doing?
Welcome to Edinburgh.
Welcome to Edinburgh. Is this you going to work?
Yeah.
So you started work at 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
What time is it?
42.
Oh, so you've arrived early then?
Yeah.
Hey, you need to ask that Neil sir. You cracked your phone. See that Neil sir? Ask her how much, on the sly, ask her how much that Jerry guy charges. Because I've got to give him £40 a tour now, and he's only giving them £20. So I've got a tour on Saturday.
Cool. Right, I'll get a message, right?
Right, Sheila, I love you. High tea at Jenner's. I've never been for high tea. I did go to the restaurant once. Yeah, the restaurant had good views, because that's the thing about this restaurant. One of these hotels, they're going to have spectacular views of the castle, and they'll charge more for the rooms at the front. That's what they do, the buggers. They charge more for the rooms at the front. So you get a view of the castle. You want a view of the castle? Fine, you need to pay for that view of the castle. So you can't even get a decent postcard shot. So it is the 15th, yeah. So I will do a tour of the Christmas market. I won't go on the first weekend. I'll do it during the week, because the problem is it's happening throughout Britain because of the crap mobile phone infrastructure we've got. Because so many people come here now, a lot of times you can't get a bloody signal on the phone. It's so frustrating, so annoying. And people are complaining about it all throughout Britain now, that you can't access your data on the phone because the infrastructure's terrible. So that's a big complaint throughout Britain. But I'm just going to show you some Christmas decoration now. We've got the Dome restaurant. The Dome is a fantastic building on George Street, of course, named after George III, the British monarch, the Hanoverian King George III. King George I and II were born in Germany. They weren't even British. Well, Hanover was a British colony, of course. But yes, that's where all the streets are named after George III. George Street, Hanover Street, Queen Street, Charlotte Street, and so on. This is a very important man here. Another statue of the man with the dog, James Clerk Maxwell. See that man there? One of the most important people ever to live on this planet, according to Albert Einstein, James Clerk Maxwell. This man here invented colour photography. I didn't live very long, 1831 to 1879, that's a shame, eh? Look, there's one of his equations there. So remember Albert Einstein, E equals mc squared? Well, Albert Einstein continued this man's work. So Albert Einstein said this man was the most intelligent man, one of the most intelligent people ever to live. I know nothing about what that means. Equations. I know E equals mc squared. I don't know what it means, but I know what it is. Yeah, because his work here was taken on by Albert Einstein, and he was a specialist in gases, and his work led to the development of mobile phones and Wi-Fi. This man here. So you can thank him for what we are doing today. And also another famous inventor who was born just along here, Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone, along with John Logie Baird, inventing the television. The first TV pictures in the world were broadcast to Glasgow Central Hotel, the train station hotel in Glasgow Central. That's where the first TV pictures were broadcast to, from London, invented by a Scot, John Logie Baird. Get these cyclists, I hate them. My new pet hate in life. I've got another new pet hate. Well, not a new pet hate, they're a kind of old new pet hate. Cyclists. They do my head in. Look. They put the Christmas decorations up. I'll need to come at night and do it so you can see the lights better. But they put the Christmas lights up, the decorations up at the end of October before Halloween. But people come from all over the world. I remember during COVID I tried to go in to see what it was like inside and they wouldn't let me in. I did try to gate crash the place. It is beautiful. It used to be a bank, of course. Look at it. It used to be the College of Physicians as well. Very Greek, Doric, Roman type architecture as well, isn't it? Greek and Roman, it looks like. Instagram and cyclists. Yeah, that'd be my worst nightmare. Instagram and cyclist baskets. But yeah, so that's the Dome for you. You do a nice afternoon tea. I don't think I've ever been in actually. I don't think. Well, let's go and see what it looks like. Let's see if I can go in. Yeah, I've never actually been in here. Because during COVID there was a bouncer on the door, and obviously you had to have a reservation to go in. Let's see what the food's like. What's it for the food? Main course. That's not too bad. Cider cured sea trout, £22.50. Pan fried gnocchi, £17.50. Fish and chips, £19. Steak pie, £19.50. Not too bad. 8-ounce fillet steak, £45. There's a table d'hôte. How do you say that? I don't know what that means. Table d'hôte. 12 till half 6 every day. 2 courses, £23.50. 3 courses, £29.50. Oh, you got to go through. Well, that's a strange door to go through. I'll lose my signal if I go in there. I'll need to book in for afternoon tea or something and then start the tour from inside it. The dragon's up there as well, look. How about a Christmas decoration tour at night? Yeah, I don't like doing tours at night, you know. I never have. I do them reluctantly, the tours at night. Yeah, I'll think about it. Because you have to sit about all day. That's the problem with doing tours at night or just later on, you know, you have to sit about all day and you can't really do much. This is George Street. Thomas Brown was one of the main architects here. Playfair as well. Not much to show you along there. We'll go and see Paddington Bear. Yeah, I just thought I would just continue the tour that I was doing on Sunday because I never kind of like finished it. I'd been going for an hour, right enough. I wasn't like desperate to finish it, but I remembered Paddington Bear was here, so it was just to show you that. I mean, you came where you're going, pal. Yeah, so I'll try and do a tour from the Christmas market and the castle as well, for the Castle of Light show, and also the Botanical Gardens do a Christmas light event as well, so I'm going to do that. But I might have to do them pre-recorded, I'm not sure, because of the signalling problems in Edinburgh just now. So let's see what happens. Mind you, yeah, it does get dark at 3 o'clock now, almost. Oh, in fact, oh yeah, because I've got a train spotting tour on Friday. 4 people have booked a train spotting tour at 3 o'clock, and I sent them an email saying, can you start at 1 o'clock because it'll be too dark. Because if the tour starts at 3, it'll start getting dark, and then by the end of the tour at 5 it'll be pitch black. And Leith's quite dodgy at night. Liam Payne's funeral this week, is it? Yeah, that was a shame for a man dying at such a young age, wasn't it? Let's go over it, man. Yeah, there's bloody Henry Dundas up there, horrible man. Extended slavery by 15 years. Henry Dundas. Street's named after him in Toronto, Dundas Street in Toronto. Erected in 1823. A dominant figure in politics, so he was corrupt as anything. Last British politician to be impeached for misuse of public funds, of course. Married a 14-year-old girl. And then, because she got left money from her parents, so he married her and then made her homeless and destitute, this evil man up on that pillar. So yeah, he's not a very nice man at all. For many different reasons. He's got the biggest statue in Edinburgh. They had to invent a new crane to get the statue on top. The Robert Louis Stevenson's family, the lighthouse engineers, they had to invent a new crane. Oh, come on man, you're grown men. This is St Andrew's Square, the gardens. Lovely here. That's where my sons went to work over there, the Hotel Gleneagles. I'd done a deal with the staff. They told me one of their tour guides. I hear somebody else going now, man. Aye, I was waiting first. God. It's like the old Hago days when you just remember you used to fight for places for the postcards. Get out my way, remember the giraffe tour? Anyone on the giraffe tour? I was doing the giraffe tour. And here's somebody else coming now. Yeah, well, there we go. There we go. Hello Paddington. It's to promote the new Paddington in Peru movie. Comes out in sometime in November. That's in there, old Paddington Bear. The British government are so ridiculous, they're anti-migrants, right? They've just given Paddington Bear his official passport. Can you believe that? Paddington Bear's got his own passport. And the English government don't even want migrants, and they give it to a fake bear. Idiots that they are. Try to gaslight us, you know what I mean? Very popular, look. It's just rakes of people. Ah, remember that? Yeah, the bloody... I was going off my head at them. They were on this... We were trying to get postcards of all the giraffes on the tour. And every time we went to a few times we went to the giraffes, there was always people there, and they would stay there for 10-15 minutes at a time. See, they just put up a new plaque for Dundas, the swine. I've been wanting his statue to come down since I was 15, 7 years ago. Yeah. He was impeached in the United Kingdom for misappropriation of public money, and he got acquitted, found not guilty or not proven. It took them 6 years before they put the statue at the top. They built the pillar first, then they had to invent a new crane for the statue to go up. Nuts, eh? So that's Dundas, the swine. But look, oh, you can just see the tail end of it here. Look at that, trees falling over. So they prop it up. I can't believe the amount of grown men that get their photograph taken with a stupid bear. God almighty, man. Get a life, man. You're grown men, you're not 12-year-old. In fact, you're not 6-year-old. Can you see it? Behind that building there, that's that W Hotel. The Golden Turd. The Golden Turd. That's the hotel it's called. Yeah, at least I've got information up now, yeah, because Jeff Palmer was given the... our first black professor was called Jeff Palmer, and he's got a vested interest in this statue because this man extended slavery and 600,000 people were condemned to slavery because of that man there. Jeff Palmer was Jamaican, and his family had been owned by Scottish slave owners, so he was given the job of looking into producing a report on whether or not the statue should come down. And that's what Jeff Palmer says. He says that the statue should stay because if you remove the statue, you're removing the crime, you're hiding the crime. So the statue is safe for the moment. But there is an ongoing debate around... Oh, there was a 1 o'clock gun going off, did you hear it? What time does the 1 o'clock gun go off, everyone? Yeah, so the statue's safe for the moment. I've been wanting that statue down since I was 15. As soon as I found out about that man's crimes. Because they could still take it down and keep it in a museum somewhere, you know. They should open up a new slavery museum. There has been talk about that, actually. Opening up a slavery museum in Edinburgh. And in Leith as well, where a lot of the goods came in. We didn't have slaves here. We did sell and buy slaves. Of course, Britain was the second worst country in the world after Portugal, and then the Dutch. And but we did benefit, Leith especially being the port area, they benefited from the trade, the goods that came in from the plantations, the tobacco, the rum, sugar. Glasgow got most of the benefits, but Edinburgh did get some as well, because obviously we were the capital city, so we had a lot of rich people who invested in slavery and so on. So yeah, that's the problem. The merchant city in Glasgow is the slave traders area. About 60 street names in Glasgow named after slave owners. Buchanan Street, Ingram Street and so on. So every country's got a dark side. America just continued to trade on from the British, unfortunately, so they weren't as bad as the British, right enough. Let's say Britain, I think British was the worst, second worst in the world after Portugal for the slave trade. It's horrendous. The wee free church in Scotland, they all accepted money from the slave owners because they got compensated when the slave trade got abandoned, of course. And the slave owners got compensated. And they just finished paying off the bill in 2015. There's Mary Queen of Scots. Is today the 11th of the 4th? 4th of the 11th? Ah, you American, you do it the wrong way around, eh? You just put the month first before the date, don't you? We put the day first. 4th of the 11th. I'm not even sure what day it is. I don't even know what day it is, never mind date. That's a statue of Mary. Can you zoom in here? Ah, you zoom in a bit. So that's a statue of Mary. Yeah. It's carved into the building, that statue, so it doesn't count. It is a statue of Mary Queen of Scots, but it doesn't count. And that's her second husband, Darnley, and then the bishop marrying them. But yeah, it doesn't count as a standalone statue because it's carved into the building. That's the National Portrait Gallery. You can zoom in here. Look at that, so you can zoom in and out. Forgot about that function. It's not very smooth, but at least you can zoom in a little bit. But yeah, so the new town was created from 1767 onwards. What's all this mess down here? And this was the third street. They only built 3 streets. Princess Street, George Street, which I was just on, and Queen Street. So Queen Street stops here. Okay, so that's the National Portrait Gallery there. Unusual, it's got red sandstone. Most of the stone in Edinburgh is blonde sandstone, but they ran out of it. So they had to start importing the red sandstone from the west coast of Scotland. So Queen Street ended there, but because the new town became really popular, they had to start extending it. So this is now York Place, named after the Duke of York. You know the grand old Duke of York? He had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. That's who this street's named after. After the son of George III, Frederick. Completely useless slave owner as well. The British royal family owned slaves as well. Traded in slaves and drugs. That's how they made their money, slavery and drugs and colonies. That's how we became rich. Stealing everyone else's wealth, especially in India. $45 trillion we stole from India in a 200-year period, murdered at least 150 million people. So yeah, but as I say, every country's got a downside, a dark side. Well, not every country, but most countries have got a dark side, haven't they? Some history we're very proud of, and some history we're not very proud of. But I like to tell people the stuff we're not proud of as well, because I feel it's our duty as tour guides to do that, and we have to make people, they might not want to hear it, but I don't care. It's my responsibility as a tour guide to tell you the good, the bad and the ugly. So that's what I do. I done a tour on this morning on the coach, and the coach driver was very friendly at the start of the tour. See, by the end of the coach tour, he hardly shook my hand. I don't think he liked some of the stuff I said, but as I say, I talk about all the good stuff and the bad stuff. and the not so good, ugly stuff as well. So that's who I am. All the Americans liked it. I got 3 rounds of applauses. 3. So this is where the tram used to stop in Edinburgh. They spent about £1 billion building the tram system. In Toronto there's a street named after him. Yeah, they're talking about changing the street name of Dundas as well. But I heard it was going to cost $1 million or something in Toronto to change the name. I don't know if it's going to cost that much. Maybe to update all the maps and the, you know, the Google Maps and all this, the sat navs and everything. So you need to change the name. So it seemed like it was going to cost $1 million or £1 million, I can't remember. Beautiful church here as well. Just wanted to show you this beautiful church. We've got quite a mixture of architecture in Edinburgh. We've got a lot of Greek style architecture and Roman almost as well. We also have Gothic architecture. And this is actually 2 churches here. There's 2 churches share the building, St Paul's and St John's, St George. I've tried to get in there before and I can never get in. That's one of the few churches in Edinburgh I've never been in. I've been in most of the churches in Edinburgh. All the Protestant, Catholic ones, Episcopalian, Presbyterian, Methodists, but I've never been in that church. Never been able to get in. See, I've been to most of the churches in the city centre of Edinburgh. I used to do church and cathedral tours, remember, as well. Here's Arthur Conan Doyle. This is where Arthur Conan Doyle was born, just across the road here. There he is there, look. Sherlock Holmes, of course. He was born in 1859 in France because they made Protestantism illegal, and all the people from the province of Picardy in France started to move here and built a village. So, yeah, I'll show you the statue of Sherlock Holmes actually. The statue of Sherlock Holmes. We've got the Catholic Cathedral here as well. It's still Gothic architecture, it's not as Gothic as the other one over across the road. The original church was 1814 and then it was rebuilt when the Catholics came. Oh, no signal. Ah, why is that? Why is there no signal over here? That's strange. Hopefully the signal will come back up. I don't know if you can still hear me. Sugar. Transmission is unstable due to a weak network connection. Can anyone hear or see anything? That's so strange, isn't it? I don't think I've ever had a problem in this area before. Signal is fine. You can still hear and see me. Can you not see this? But usually when it comes up with what it's saying, usually I've lost signal. Strange, I just walked around the corner there and it just came up. This is the manuscript of the Monk Picard, the crickets making love. How do I get over the road here, man? You can't get over the road here. Edinburgh's all changing all the time. So as long as you can still hear me, I'll continue, but it says here I've lost the signal. And so we can't get across here now, we've got to go this way. Sanjeev. You know exactly where I am. You've been here a few times and love it. Oh, that's good, you can still hear and see me and you're recognising places. There's a green man coming on. Let's cross over the road. So here he is. Probably one of the most famous detectives in the world, I would imagine. Most people around the world have heard of him. Sherlock Holmes. In memory of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes. In memory of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, born on the 22nd of May 1859, close to this spot. There he is there. Lovely statue, isn't it? Hi Sherlock. He loved his drugs, did Sherlock? He loved his cocaine and his opium, mixed them together as well. Most of the Victorians were drug addicts, of course. There it is, Sherlock Holmes. I remember when I was really young watching The Hounds of Baskerville. I think I must have been about 8-year-old. I'd been left in the house on my own by my mum and dad. Highly illegal, of course. And that was on the TV in black and white. We never did a colour TV until I was like about 16, 15. And I remember watching the Sherlock Holmes, Hound of the Baskervilles. And I think because I was in the house on my own, I was scared. Scared of the Hound of Baskerville. So, I've never really liked horror movies, to be fair. Well, it's not really a horror movie, but Royal Theatre, yeah, that's down here. The Royal Theatre Pub. Cross over here. And yeah, let's see if the signals. I take it you can still hear and see me okay, yeah? Signal's gone again. Ah, you've got a horn, pal. Good on you. Transmission is unstable due to a weak network connection. Piss off. Video a wee bit jumpy, sound fine though. Oh, I better stop swearing then. It's just weird how it does it sometimes, isn't it? Because it's not as if there's that many people around here. I say it's not as busy here as it is in the centre. Great signal here as well. That's just so strange, man. Here's Gilbert and Martha. His mum's Martha, and Gilbert made out of spare scrap parts for cars. You get all these people trying to climb up them when they're drunk and all that. I don't know if you've seen the news at the weekend. There's some man in Edinburgh got his head chopped off, decapitated by a bus. The poor man seemingly was drunk and he fell on the ground and a bus ran over him and chopped his head off. And there was people in the area, right? His body was separated from his head, and people thought, because it was Halloween, people thought it was a prank. And they didn't realise at first it was a real head. So big investigations have been launched. They don't know what happened yet, so pretty devastating for the man's family. Look at the old church here. This is a church, and they had to keep the facade because it was a listed building. So they had to keep the church, the facade, so they kept the front part of it and turned it into a hotel called the Glass House. Yeah, one of my mates got sent a video of it and he says, do you want to see the video? I'm like, why would I want to see a video? The poor man. Some people are not right in the head. Idiots, man. So what's coming on at the Playhouse? Nutcracker, Swan Lake, Romeo and Juliet, what, all on the same show? The Glass House, yeah, it's very nice inside the Glass. I picked up a tour down there earlier on this year. That Rocky Horror Show. I'm not that type of person that would go to that kind of show. I'm not flamboyant, I'm an introvert, not an extrovert. Kinky Boots, the musical. Oh, that is, never heard of that. Quite a few shows coming up. Only Fools and Horses is coming on as well. Only Fools and Horses. Oh, and that's now what I call a musical. No idea what that is. Starring Toya Wilcox. That's nuts. And the Moulin Rouge. That must be one of the world's longest running shows, isn't it? The Moulin Rouge, I've never seen that either. Musical's not really my cup of tea. I did go and see Miss Saigon once and I really enjoyed that, but I didn't realise it was a musical. I remember I said to my ex-wife, you know, it was been on for about 15 minutes, and I said to my ex-wife, I says, when did they start talking? And she says, they don't talk, you numpty, it's a musical. I didn't realise they sang all the way through it. I knew it was a musical. But yeah, the things you find out, the ending was a bit upsetting as well. I didn't know what Miss Saigon was, and then when it came to the ending, God, I got a fright. It was an amazing production, but actually. Hello, John. Right, so this is where Robert Stevenson's family, his stepdad, lived. Or was it his uncle, Robert Stevenson, of the Robert Louis Stevenson's family? They were all lighthouse engineers. This used to be his house. God, it smells of urine around here. It must be these plants. It smells of urine. Maybe that's a remnant from the weekends. Edinburgh's still really busy at the weekends, you know, the stag and hen parties and just people going away on city breaks and all that at the weekends, so still really busy. And of course we'll get even busier in December once the Christmas market opens. That's just insane how popular that is, the Christmas market. So let's see what it's like this year. As I say, I'll go and do a tour of that and see what it's like. I quite like the Christmas market, but it's always too many people for me, you know. It's always mobbed. I don't like big crowds. But here's Gandalf coming up, look. Just wait for the Green Man. I loved that musical. Yeah, it was a fantastic production. Look, here's Gandalf. Yeah, it was a fantastic production, man. Very cool. And I went to see another musical, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I went to see that because one of my nieces was in it. That was an excellent show as well, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But there was talking in that as well, I think. Can't remember, but I'm sure there was talking in it. It wasn't just a whole musical, I think. Can't remember, but anyway, get the pigeons. It's transmissions week again. Go and get stuff. Look at the pigeons. Look. What are you looking at, big man? He's on the prowl for sex. This pigeon, look, he's got his always big chest puffed up to make himself look good for the ladies. There's more of them. They got taken away a few years ago. Some of them got stolen as well. People used to steal them, vandalise them, try and knock them over and stuff like that. Lovely old clock there as well, the Elm Row clock. Yeah, they got taken away and refurbished. Eventually got when the trams were going on, they extended the trams in the last 5 years, so it's taken away and repaired and refurbished, so it's all back now. Pigeons are cool as well. Remember and hit the like button. Oh yeah, if you can hit the like button. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. If you're not already subscribing, if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would help me a lot as well. And sharing content, making a comment here and there. I'm going to be doing a lot more virtual tours, hopefully, leading up to Christmas. Because I've not got very many jobs on in real life, in person, as they say. So I'll hopefully be doing a lot more virtual tours in the next couple of months. So as long as the weather's okay, because you know what the weather's like in Edinburgh, and the signal keeps on being intermittent here. This is a famous Italian shop here, Valvona and Crolla. Very famous for Italian produce. Not just Italian, but mostly called coffee roaster as well. Yeah, very Italian. Lovely, they do lovely vegetables. You get all these Italian mushrooms and Italian tomatoes and all this, hams, the meats and everything. It's fantastic. I think I'll lose signal. Thank you, pal. I can't go in because I'll lose signal, so I've not got a signal anyway. Yeah, I need to try and get 1,000 followers. I've got about 800 and something, so I need to get up to 1,000 followers for some reason. I don't know why, but I think it's easier to monetize it or something like that, or I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, Mickey and Audrey got it. Was it Mickey and Audrey, or was it the other ones? No, it wasn't Mickey. What's her name? The Italian ones, the DJs, Andrea. I just forgotten their names. I think they just got 1,000 followers as well, so that's quite good. 823. Oh, that's not too bad, eh? That's jumped a little bit. 823. Cool. Ah, look, there's Nessie. The Loch Ness Monster. Is that Arthur Conan Doyle? Andrea? That's the ones, Andrea and Avica. I don't know how you say that. Avica? Evica? I don't know how you say that word again. And the Highland Coos and Nessie, see? Bit of a reflection in the mirror right enough in the window. But yeah, they just got 1,000, so that's good. It's always good. I've always supported most of their tour guides until they all turned on me, some of them. It's live, buddy.
Oh.
Live streamer, man, virtual tours. Telling all the crap about Leith, you know. But no Leith yet, we're no Leith yet.
No, you're no pal, exactly.
Yeah, so this is called Leith Walk. This connects Edinburgh down to the Port of Leith, the most finest place in the world. Paul James Stewart Tours, buddy. Paul James Stewart. I've got the same jacket as that, I know. Aye, so we're on Leith Walk, right? So this connects us from Edinburgh to Leith. And halfway down is the border, the boundary. And there's a famous bar called, in fact, I'm just trying to, can you still see me okay? Because my signal keeps on going for some reason. Yeah, so halfway down it turns into Leith. Some of you might have been on a tram tour with me before. I've done a tram tour once, a couple of times. I've just jumped on the tram and come down to Leith. The trams used to have to change because Leith only became part of Edinburgh in 1920. And they had two completely different tram systems. So the tram from Edinburgh could only go halfway down Leith Walk and had to change trams. When Edinburgh took over Leith in 1920, that's when the tram system became the same. Edinburgh copied the Leith trams because of it was a better system, of course. Beep, 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 beep. So Edinburgh's tram system, it's quite good actually. You can get a day ticket for £3.80. So that gives you two journeys. So it's £2 for a single journey or £3.80 for a return. Or you can get a day ticket as well. And that you can go on jumping off the buses and the trams. They're owned by the same organisation, which is the Edinburgh Council own them. So yeah. Quite a good system. You have to purchase your ticket for the trams before you go on them in Edinburgh. The buses you pay on the bus, but the trams you have to pay before you get on them, okay? Just in case any of you are thinking of coming through Edinburgh. So we're not in Leith yet. We're still out in Edinburgh. Leith Walk. This is the main street from Edinburgh to Leith, but it never used to be. The main street used to be over that direction that cut down from Edinburgh to Leith, called Easter Road. So it's on the east side, hence Easter Road. Look, that guy's got a ticket. No luck. Wonder what he's got a ticket for. It looks like he's parked legally. Strange. Oh well, no luck. Ah, the signal's back again, so that's good. Hopefully you can hear and see me now. We're getting closer to the border. We're almost in Leith. It's about a mile and 3/4 from Edinburgh down to Leith, so it's not too long. I'm a fast walker, as you all know by being on my tour, so I walk pretty fast, 7-8 kilometres an hour. So I can get up and down half an hour or something like that, not long at all. So, yeah. And they've put in this cycle lane as well, which is ridiculous. I mean, look how narrow the gap is for pedestrians here. Look. This is all the gap they've got. That's a cycle lane there. You know? Completely stupid what they've done in Edinburgh and Leith. They've ruined this street. Completely ruined it. I'm actually getting quite knackered now. So I'll just go down here a little bit and I'll show you the boundary bar. Where the border is the boundary from Edinburgh to Leith. This street here is called Albert Street. Albert Street. You've got a horn. You're a fanny. Shooting at me crossing the road. Who do you think you are, pal? Trying to intimidate me with your horn. Idiot. You've got to fight for your right to party in Scotland. All these little independent cafes and restaurants have opened up. This shop here is a bizarre one. Edinburgh Collectibles, it's called. It's all like gifts, you know, like Star Wars stuff and all that, but just like ridiculous. It's all the Halloween stuff like that. But yeah, but look at this, in Leith they've got like knives, swords, guns. This is Leith almost, pal. Axes. Cannons. You've got a cannon in there, look. So yeah, it's like a collectible shop. It's just so randomly bizarre, I think. Masks. That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I just find that shop bizarre. I don't know how they make money. I don't think I've ever seen anyone in it. So we're almost crossing the border line now. We're coming up into my hometown, sunny Leith. Old Pilbrig Church over there. Quite a nice church, that one. I went to a food bank there once. So now everyone, look, it's actually closed, look. See what it says. Hey Nelly, how you doing? Long time no see. The tour's just coming to an end, unfortunately. I've been on for about an hour. So see, it says can you see it there? It says the boundary bar. So half the bar is in Edinburgh, this half of the bar is in Edinburgh, and this half of the bar is in Leith. Isn't that nuts? So we're right on the border here. This is a border line. There used to be a line drawn in the bar because Leith was the dock area. You used to get an extra hour's drinking, so Edinburgh had to close at 10 o'clock, but Leith got to open until 11 o'clock. So all you had to do to get another extra hour's drinking was cross over into the Leith side. Quite a strange one. So I asked the guy to put the line back on the floor because they took away the line. They changed the name of the bar and everything. And I went in and seen, I says, look pal, I need to change the name back. Which they did. And I says, you need to put the line back on the floor because it's part of our heritage, but they never put the line back. So that was a bit of a shame. So these are the old, these are in the wrong location. I think I said this before, I've just had deja vu. Because they've put, these are the wheels from the Edinburgh tram system, right, from the pulley system run by a steam turbine. And Leith had electric trams, so they had to change here. The Edinburgh tram had to stop here and turn round and go back up there, and the Leith tram would take you down into the port. It was called the Edinburgh Muddle, or the Pilrig Muddle. See, the Pilrig Muddle. And the two large cable winding wheels were constructed between 1898 and 1900. And when they were doing the new trams, they found them underneath the ground. And they dug them back up and put them on display. But Yeah, they put them in the wrong location because they're in Leith. They weren't part of the Leith tram system. They were part of Edinburgh. So they should be over. They should be on the next street up. But obviously they never had any space on that street, so that's why they put them here, I'm assuming. So, but yeah, they shouldn't actually be here. But quite interesting that they found them and put them on display. I do quite like that because it is part of our heritage. Although the vast majority of the people of Leith were against the merger or takeover by Edinburgh. We voted against it by 5-1 against it, the merger in Edinburgh in 1920. But Edinburgh just ignored the vote and swallowed us up. So Leith became part of Edinburgh, very much against our will, and some people have never forgiven them, including myself. I need to get my hair cut actually. That's what I need to do. I'm not going there. I need to get my hair cut. My hair's too long and thick. Don't like having long and thick hair. So how's life, Nelly? What's been happening? What's been going down? Tell me all your scandals. Yeah. I'm only joking, don't. There might be too many of them, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm just joking, obviously. Yeah, good to see some people on my tour. Well, it says there's 22 people. I had 44 on yesterday. Obviously, I might just do a couple of tours during the week and then do a tour at the weekend. Because the weekends, more people have got time off and spare time, so I might make sure I do virtual tours at the weekend. But the problem is, you can't go to Edinburgh on the weekends. It's too many people. So that's the problem you've got. Because yeah, it's a bit of a pain that because of the amount of people you can't get a signal, so that's a bit of a nightmare. Look at the olive trees, everyone. We've got olive trees in Scotland. Can you believe that? I don't know if they'll ever produce olives, but we do have olive trees. Palm trees as well. In Scotland we have palm trees which survive. We've got to try and cover them up in the winter. But anyway, I'm going to head off, everyone. My arm's too sore now. Ah, my hand. Leith is always great as a Saturday market store. Yeah, I could go to the Saturday market, Leith. I can't do it this weekend because I've got a tour on in Edinburgh. Yeah, the Stockbridge has got a market on the Sunday as well, but I don't know what the signal will be like in Stockbridge, right enough. But this is a institute. Look, cheapest bakers in Edinburgh. Stories. It's one of the places, you know, when you've been on a night out and you're going home drunk. Well, they would open up at night time, serve you all sausage rolls and pies, rolls, cakes and all that when you're walking home drunk. The Stories was famous, it was so cheap as well. Well, let's go and get a bong.
Per month?
Yeah, it was so cheap. Stories. They used to have a cat sitting in it. Remember a lot of the years ago the bakers used to have cats to catch all the mice, but the cats, you know, it's not hygienic, is it? It was different times. I'm surprised we survived. How did we survive before health and safety is my question. So I'm going to love you and leave you, everyone. I'm going to head off now. I've got a couple of things I need to do before I go home. So thank you very much for coming on my tour. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, share my tours. If I put a tour up on Facebook or whatever, please share it for me so more people can come on my tours. And also, if you like, you can do a sponsorship thing as well, or you don't have to feel any pressure to leave a tip. If you do, you can go and buy me a coffee or PayPal. But I know there's a cost of living crisis around the world, so it's a difficult time for a lot of people, isn't it? So I hope you've enjoyed this little tour today. And thank you very much, everyone, for coming on my tour and sticking by me through my long sabbatical, shall we say, from the virtual touring. I just lost the heart for it. And of course the weather was bad most of the year, couldn't get a signal. They've got to stop for you, pal. Yeah, they put these continuous pavements up where the cars have to stop. It's completely and utterly stupid. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a happy Monday, what's left of it. And you've done your good deed today by covering my tour, so I won't get drunk. I won't get drunk. Let's get pissed, as they say on Axe Murderer. Oh, that's my battery going. Oh, that's my battery going now as well. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to head off. Take care. I'll put up a couple of tours on. I'll try and get one on some point in the rest of the week as well. Possibly Sunday, depends on what's happening. Let's see. But hopefully I'll be doing more virtual tours over the next period of time. So if virtual touring is your thing, come on my tours. And I'll see you all very soon, hopefully. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. And happy Monday.